Hey, hey, welcome back to WKBB on the radio. You're watching Sethless LTC, Chapter 13. How was that? I could do a radio show, couldn't I? I think I could, at least. But yeah, don't expect a whole lot of interesting things going on in today's chapter because this is Chapter 13. This is what some like to call the commercial break of the game. It is the one true turn-floored map. Well, aside from Chapter 10, but like, that one is I guess it's it's the second turn forward map of the game. But this one is more blatant about it because it is a survive map. And we can still end it early just by killing the boss, but because we're doing full recruitment, we have to wait until turn 6 to recruit Core Mag. Core Mag's pretty nice. I mean, free Wyvern, insta promote, good bases, 8 move. We like those things. Excuse me. But because we have to wait for him to show up for a long time, this is just going to be a grinding map. Seriously, like, nothing valuable really happens here. Well, valuable things happen. Nothing interesting happens here. I mean, Garrick's getting his axe rank up. Sally's getting the staff rank up. Joshua, Kyle, Mulder grinding their levels. Vanessa and Franz also grinding their levels, really. So how's life? Honestly, you think I'm going to talk about the gameplay going on here? There's nothing to do. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, radio show, I guess. What do I want to talk about? Well, I guess semi-relevant. This map has some enemy rangers on it. And I recently had a ROM hack experience where I realized that I kind of hate enemy rangers. I mean, even in this game where there's so few of them, they're always really fast and like they're annoying to double. They have high movement. They got bows, so they're kind of hard to enemy phase. But recently, I played an FE6 ROM hack called Alternate Promos, where all the promoted classes turn into their alternate choices from Sacred Stones. So all your Cavaliers promote to Great Knights instead of Paladins, and all your mages promote into Mage Knights instead of Sages, stuff like that. But this results in all the archers and all the mercenaries becoming rangers. And this means that all the enemy heroes in the game and all the enemy snipers in the game become rangers too. And they're really fast. Like, it's actually bad. Because now, it makes you realize that FA6 enemies are actually not very fast most of the time. Like, snipers, deceptively slow. Druids, sages, not very fast. Wyvern Lords, the big main enemy of the late game, 20 speed, that doubles all of them. Same for like snipers and other things too. You need to be relatively fast to double these things, but you don't need a ton of speed. Like, you don't need to have like 28 speed or more to double these things. But in alternate promos, by the late game, Rangers, Mage Knights, Wyvern Knights, these things are all rocking like 23 speed. So nobody can double them except for like a trained and capped speed assassin. Yeah, it's a good. Honestly, it was kind of fun. It was worth playing because it's a good case study on why enemy speed is such a fickle thing to design around. Of course, the Rangers here, they have like 16 speed, which, I mean, that's considered fast for relative to everyone else. The only people who double those are like Joshua and Vanessa. Not even Garrick. I guess if they're weighed down by like a steel weapon or something, I think Franz might be able to double them, but, you know, it's iffy. How about politics? That's always a good topic. And everyone likes talking about that. Politics, religion, great dinner time conversation starters. And really good for, you know, when your old conservative grandparents come over for holiday dinner. That's how you get people happy. Although, I mean, as far as FE community politics go, I could talk about all the ETC stuff going on right now. That's a hot button issue. You know, the whole the desire to add even more rigor to all of our strategies, to determine what is truly the best, what is right and wrong, and good and bad. Yeah, not really a fan. Because, I mean, I used to do like 100% growth LTCs. I did a couple of those. And I've fallen out of favor doing those. Because I don't really like rigging all that much. I mean, I'm very happy that Engage brought back fixed mode. And I hope it kind of becomes a standard, because that's part of why I'm doing an average stats run now. This is my first recorded run in a while. And playing with fixed growths, it's pretty nice. You don't have to worry about rigged stats at all, and if you just go for relatively reliable strategies, that's fine. I don't see it as something that needs to be measured. It's just a mindset to play in, and I think that's a better way to look at it for the community at large. Because I like to help people learn. I want to teach people, what's good, what's bad, and I want to help people build up their game sense. That's really the operative word here. Game sense. Well, maybe that's 2 words. But that's not something you can really quantify. It's just something you gotta learn over time. Until you get comfortable. And I can never really say when that point is for each individual person. But I like helping people learn the ropes. It's fun. It's rewarding to see people gradually come to grips with things and watch them improve. My father's a teacher, if that's telling enough. Yeah, he works in academia. Well, he's a professor now, actually. But yeah, and that's my take on it. I don't want to. I'd rather. I'd rather not just. I'd rather not have to quantify everything with hard numbers. That takes some of the fun out of it. Things are always going to be vague, and that's just inherent to all the variance present in this series. Things are, you can't really hammer down numbers unless you want to get into real nitty-gritty math that most people are not going to want to engage with you at that point. It's an easy way to isolate yourself if you're just not even going to want to talk to people who won't get on your level. Some people might be interested, but, well, I speak as someone pretty engrossed in the efficiency and LTC community, and I think ETC is a pain in the ass and too complex to even be worth bothering with. So that should be pretty telling already. Oh, and if you're just watching this, you have no idea what the hell's going on, what the hell I'm talking about, then I'm sure good for you. I'm glad that you're not worrying about this, honestly. It's kind of a silly topic to begin with, that we're even thinking about. It's like we're having a community midlife crisis. So it's like, oh, what is efficiency? What is the meaning of my life? Just gotta learn to let go, And if you start worrying about the meaning of everything, then you're never gonna get anywhere. You're gonna be too caught up in all that nonsense to do anything. Or you could just, end up being like a philosopher, and how many people actually like philosophers? I kid. Their profession is surely respected, maybe. But I mean, do you want to, get on your high horse all the freaking time and just sound like you're just stoned out of your mind? It's not the kind of person that I imagine that average people like conversing with. From my understanding of like Greek history, apparently some philosophers were just like, they would actually just be out on the street and like prey on like random people and try to be like, hey, you there, do you want your perceptions of reality challenged? Because I'm going to do it to you whether you like it or not. Obviously, I don't think people today are I don't think that fans of ETC are gonna actually be total dicks about it. They're not gonna seek out people to be like, oh, I'm gonna prove why you're wrong, because because I'm cool and I'm smart. It's just gonna end up kind of isolating those people who actually do that, because it creates an even bigger rift in the community than we already have. I like it's very hard for people to actually be like malicious in their intent, but it's easy for people to just to isolate themselves in that way based on their ideas. It's a it's a tough line to toe. Well, on to cheerier topics. The map's winding down. That's good. Yeah, I really have like very little to say about this thing. Cormag is about to spawn right now, so he spawns on top of a mountain. So unfortunately, we can't recruit him to turn he spawns. We have to wait until he flies down. But we can at least start getting over by the boss now. Cormag, on Eirika route, he does get auto-leveled a little bit, because on Ephraim route he joined at level 9, but he rejoins level 11. So he gets a couple auto-levels, and that means his stats are semi-random. I don't remember if this average stats, like the fixed enemy stats patch, actually makes his stats fixed. Maybe they do. But, you know, his bases are pretty good anyway, so I don't mind. Kyle and Joshua are hitting up their respective levels pretty nicely. Joshua will be promoting at the end of... Not Joshua. Kyle will be promoting at the end of this map, because the boss drops a nice Night Crest. So, kind of trying to optimize him to get just barely one more level. Joshua, however, won't be promoting until the end of Chapter 14, since the second Hero Crest is in a chest in that map. So he has to wait a long time. Of course, he doesn't really mind. He's still been performing admirably while unpromoted this entire time, so not too bad of a life for him. The boss here is actually surprisingly tanky. Well, I guess he's not surprisingly tanky, he is a great knight, but for the units we have to work with, I mean, Franz basically doesn't touch him at all. Vanessa, she has a heavy spear, so she can deal some serious damage to him. And Saleh, well, he's too busy grinding staff rank. Like, you're seeing, I'm rigging Franz to get hit by this guy so that I can have Mulder heal him. Saleh will be bringing that barrier staff down to 1 use here. I believe I mentioned this earlier in the playthrough, but the last use of a staff does not give any weapon experience when it breaks, so that 1 use barrier is as good as trash. It's a shame that there's, like, just the way the barrier availability is relative to warp is kind of skewed, because next map we'll have a secret shop where we can buy physics stabs and barrier stabs, but then, like, that's at the end of Chapter 14, and then Chapter 15 is pretty much the only map left you have for grinding staff rank, because Chapter 16, you need warp right there, so it's a little rough. At least Garrick is coming up on his S-axis, though. He's almost there. Of course, I did do some admittedly very stupid decisions with his combat in regards to just grinding his axe rank. I mean, I needed him to one-shot dogs at like 65 hit. Or, you know, attacking into things that, like, if he misses, he might die. All in the name of axe rank for an axe that I don't even care about very much. I need it for, like, I need the Garm for 1 boss. It's really that bad. It's really that's it. But yeah, now I'll be promoting Cormag as soon as we recruit him. See, those are pretty good bases. That is also, like, that is more strength than Vanessa will ever get in this entire playthrough at all. Which is just sad. I have also been going out of my way to try and get Joshua and Natasha's support rank up, just for fun. The C support doesn't actually do anything valuable, but I like it. Oh yeah, and Natasha also hits B stabs here. That is the highest staff rank she needs, so she is all set to go. She will not be promoting, unfortunately. Or maybe she will, I don't quite remember. I only really want her to use rescue. That's it. But her experience gain is just so slow that like it's hard to get her anywhere close to promotion. I did have to bench her for a map though last time in chapter. Well, I benched her for 2 maps actually, so yeah. A little rough for her. And now we'll finally be engaging the boss. Vanessa has her heavy spear, so she can do the bulk of the damage to this guy, but we still want Franz and Garrick to chip in, because, you know, he's bulky, and Vanessa's strength is bad. And yeah, more minor rigging just so Garrick actually gets hit by this guy. Because I need heal targets. Salve is still yet to get any actually good levels. Like Garrick, his growths are kind of low, so it takes at least 3 levels for him to really get major stats. But he's not the only one getting a bum level today. Anyway, that's Chapter 13 cleared in 6 turns. Next time, we'll get some pretty intense seas and route maps. See you then.